Tonight, back after 6 years, Spotlight returns to Whyalla, set to trigger an economic boost for the Still City. And taking the scenic route, the new Port Lincoln air charter ferrying tourists and locals across the Eyre Peninsula.
From our 7 Spencer Gulf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. After closing its large McDowell Stewart Avenue store in 2016, arts and craft retail chain Spotlight has returned to Whyalla in spectacular form, with food, freebies and fun. After many big retailers left or boycotted the city, the council says the return of big shops like Spotlight shows renewed faith in the local economy.
Ready to shop till they drop. At 8 o'clock this morning, Spotlight Whyalla reopened its doors to a new and improved shopping experience.
Well, we're finally opening our Whyalla store. We're very excited to be back here after 6 years. It's amazing to open the doors.
Braving the storm clouds overhead, Still City residents queued all the way back to neighbouring storefronts, keen to get into Spotlight as soon as possible, with the first 100 customers receiving a free gift.
Gloomy morning outside, but gee, once they came into this, I remember what this premises looked like when it closed down. It is fantastic. It is going to provide a tremendous service to Whyalla.
It's actually a bit surprising. We didn't expect this many people here for opening, so we're overwhelmed with how supportive the community's been. And we've had a lot of feedback in the last 6 years about Spotlight coming back, so we're just excited to have the store open again.
The ribbon cutting, certainly a festive occasion, with roving musicians, a balloon artist and the appearance of a princess.
We've got food van, we've got entertainers, really supported by the local community with the Lions Club here having a sausage sizzle, so it'll be amazing.
Fantastic day for Whyalla. Community have been really hanging out for Spotlight to return. I guess it's a sign of the times.
The council says the large retailers' renewed interest in the region is attributed to the revival of the Whyalla Steelworks, the upcoming hydrogen plant and various startups around the city. Put simply, with more jobs, locals have more money to spend.
We've had several major national franchises come to Whyalla in the last couple of years, and we know there are more around the corner. Everybody's talking about industry picking up. Also recently, there's been industrial land sold, which has been vacant for quite a long time.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
It's coming up on a year since Broken Hill's Mayor Tom Kennedy was voted in. And it's been a big 12 months for the Silver City local, witnessing the city open back up after COVID.
Tom Kennedy has been on the City Council for 23 years, but just one of those has been spent as mayor. He says under his leadership, the city's never been better.
This is the best I've seen the city performing, and it's the best that I've seen the council would perform in the 20-something years that I was first elected.
Mayor Kennedy puts that down to a glass-half-full attitude in both council chambers and the wider community.
When I speak to politicians from out of town, they acknowledge how well Broken Hill's doing, and that all is being achieved because there's so much positivity from workers, councillors, and also the community.
The mayor is also a small business owner, running SunSmart window tinting on Blend Street. While it has been a juggling act, it has taught him the value of time management.
You just have to make sure you juggle it perfectly. So you've got to be really organised and make sure that you're into good time management, which is not a strong point of mine.
The mayor has managed to deliver on some of his election promises. There have been setbacks which have caused others to be delayed. However, he is confident he will deliver on all promises by the end of his term.
I'm really proud of where we are. I'm proud of what's been achieved, and I look forward to achieving everything else.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
After an unspeakable tragedy, an Aussie family is on a mission to keep children safe both inside and outside cars this holiday season. With more people hitting the highways over summer, now is a timely reminder to teach your children about road safety.
Michelle McLaughlin knows firsthand the heartbreaking reality of losing a child to road trauma. The mum is warning Australian holiday goers to be vigilant on the roads as it's going to be a bumper of a holiday period.
That day of Tom's accident in the morning, we saw children playing cricket, children scootering, and children playing soccer on that roadway. So perhaps the smaller children think this is okay, this is a holiday place.
While holidays are meant to be relaxing, complacency can kill. And just as it is vital for children to wear a seatbelt when in a vehicle, it is equally as important for children to practice safe behaviour outside the car as pedestrians.
The under 10s are developing their brain, their hearing, they don't have the peripheral vision, their reflexes are often not as fast as ours to come to a complete stop.
Almost every week a child is killed in a road crash in Australia, and the McLaughlin's Foundation, Little Blue Dinosaur, is dedicated to keeping children safe around cars.
We are looking for more government support. We'd like to see the signs in more local areas where there's high pedestrian activity, where there's a spike in seasonal population.
For more information about the foundation and how you can help, visit Little Blue Dinosaur's website. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
It's a new and unique way for people to see the Eyre Peninsula. Lincoln Air Charters is taking visitors to the skies, offering scenic tours of the region.
Your very own high sky adventure. A chance for people to charter all over the EP, experiencing the best of the region from above.
Find that they can come out and do a scenic with us, which takes us down along the southern coast, around the wind farms and down to Coffins, and some spectacular scenery there. A lot of people go inland into Australia to see the outback, and we think we've just got a great opportunity here to showcase what the Eyre Peninsula offers.
Lincoln Air Charters offering more than just scenic tours, with the option of moving freight as well. Customers can check out the outback, farmlands, or see an island or two.
Well, for clients going down the islands, they've flown quite a bit with us over this time, and we go to places such as Spilsby, Thistle, Wedge, Kagnera Island, Flinders Island.
People can take to the air for a 45-minute scenic flight, or they can settle for a day trip. Now the company is spreading its wings with a bigger plane.
It's a much bigger aircraft than what we've been using. It can seat up to 13 people, and we think that our clients will love it. It's a lot faster, quieter, roomier.
Several pilots are ready to fly different aircrafts based on the charter. Anyone interested can now book online.
Lincoln Air Charter website is the best place. There's numbers there. We're still updating the web page, so shortly we'll have a booking system where you can go onto that and see what flights are available.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, a major Port Pirie manufacturer stepping up to pack hampers with Meals on Wheels. And we pencil in the new dates for the Rock the Ranges Music Festival. Welcome back. Regional Development Australia Far West has had a big 2022 with the return of the Excellence in Business Awards and the Careers Expo. But next year is set to be even bigger, with a new ceremony set to make its debut.
As the year comes to an end, Broken Hill businesses and organisations are looking back on 2022 with fond memories.
This year's been a really, really busy year for RDA, but it's been a fantastic year at the same time. And I think that opportunity for us all to get back to a little bit of normality after our COVID lockdown.
RDA was able to bring back 2 events that have been staples of the calendar, as the Careers Expo and the Excellence in Business Awards made triumphant returns.
Look, it was fantastic to have both of those back, and I think both of them are really, really significant events on the calendar for our region. So the Careers Expo is a fantastic opportunity for our local employers to meet their next generation of employees.
Other projects have also kept the team at RDA very busy throughout the year as well.
It's been a really busy year with a lot of the other projects we're doing, so still doing a lot of projects in the unincorporated area, the Far West Workforce Development Study, and planning for a lot of those other projects that we're delivering next year.
It looks like things won't be slowing down in 2023 either, with a new project in the works.
So we've got a lot of projects that we're delivering across the unincorporated area still, so around the Stronger Country Communities funding and the Reconnect New South Wales funding. But we'll also be launching the Far West Sporting Hall of Fame in March, so really looking forward to launching that.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Nyrstar is getting into the Christmas spirit, hopping on board with this year's Meals on Wheels hamper drive in Port Pirie. Today, the management team were at the kitchen packing the goodie boxes.
Meals on Wheels say they couldn't do what they do without the support from local businesses like Nyrstar and Woolworths.
The hampers we send out at Christmas time for every customer that we have, so that they don't feel lonely. Some of them have not got family.
The hampers include Christmas snacks donated by the community and a bonbon to crack open on Christmas Day.
St Mark's College made little gingerbread men for them. The Lions Club donated cake.
Nyrstar supports Meals on Wheels throughout the year, but feels it's especially important during Christmas.
We sponsor them for their Christmas hampers. They deliver about 100 Christmas hampers out into the community, which is just so important for the people of Port Pirie. So we just love to support them through some financial donation, but also through some of our the members of our team who are here today helping pack the hampers.
Community members and businesses can help out by volunteering their time, as extra help is always needed.
So the volunteers all do this ourselves, so without the community's help, it wouldn't happen.
For more information, visit Meals on Wheels on David Street. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Organisers for Rock the Ranges Music Festival have finally announced a new date for the 2-day event. It's been rescheduled for February 24 and 25, with End of Fashion joining the likes of Birds of Tokyo to headline. For those who can't make the new dates, refunds will be issued until January 2nd. The festival was originally set to go ahead in October, but had to be held back due to bad weather. Stay with us after the break. Flinders Ranges seniors boot, scoot and mingle at the annual end-of-year function. And is this the merriest Spencer Gulf Township? Cummins goes all out for Christmas. Welcome back. The annual Flinders Ranges Mayoral Senior Lunch was held in Corn yesterday. About 100 senior citizens from across the region met up, enjoyed a hearty meal and revelled in the Christmas spirit.
An event that only now could finally return. The Flinders Ranges Mayoral Senior Lunch saw residents from Quorn and Hawker come together for the first time since the pandemic.
It's really a very special time that people can gather in the spirit of Christmas, where the spirit of love, peace and joy and happiness can dwell in the heart, and especially for this senior citizen, it's a very special time that they can gather together.
Flinders Ranges councillors and Mayor Ken Anderson helped serve their patrons, while the Women's Auxiliary were hard at work cooking a 3-course meal. Events like these are more than just food and drink. They also bring senior citizens together who are often more susceptible to isolation and depression.
For all these people to remember and to realize that they are never alone, with the friendship of the community, and also a reminder that God is always with them. That beautiful reminder for all of us that we are never alone in this life, and that I think is a very special meaning of Christmas that we would like to continue on.
The Christmas cake was cut by 95-year-old Ken West, who showed he's still young at heart. Daniel Pizarro, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
No one quite does Christmas like Cummins, with this year's Wonderland exhibiting a huge range of new displays. Visitors are now welcome to walk through the hall and even pay a visit to a very special guest.
Christmas is coming to Cummins, a time of year to decorate the trees and break out the Michael Bublé CDs.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
The Christmas Cummins Wonderland is back, along with new decorations and exhibits. A space that would even turn the Grinch into a believer.
Everything's different again, everyone, so it's really worth coming to have a look at us. We like to have things different because it makes people come back in a small country town.
From elves, reindeers and of course Santa himself will be making the stopover from the North Pole.
So that everyone's got time to see Santa, we've put 2 Santa sessions on a day from the 17th, and they are from 10 till 12 in the morning and 2 to 4 in the afternoon.
A committee of 10 volunteers working together to construct the displays in time for the Christmas season. A must-see and Grace's personal favourite, the Elves Workshop.
The girl that did this has done an amazing job. She's got a real atmosphere in this workshop of the elves being really busy.
But the Wonderland couldn't have been put together without the support of the community.
Our donations are very important to us because we don't have any other income that we can use, and now that we've got such a big presence here, there's lots of expenses.
People can head down to the Cummins Institute every day from 10 until 5 for the remainder of the month. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break, our final Fuel Watch segment for 2022. And windy around Whyalla today. We'll have the weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back. As we head into the festive season, it's time to keep an eye on the changing price of petrol. With more and more families hitting the road this Christmas, you don't want to get caught out by high prices at the Bowser. Here's Edward McCarroll with this week's Fuel Watch.
As we look at this week's fuel prices, it's not all doom and gloom across our region, with some cities experiencing price drops. But as history has taught us, these prices will likely shoot up the further we move into December. So where is the best spot to fill up now? Looking at unleaded, you can fill up in Kadina for $1.80 at the moment, which isn't that far off Adelaide prices, which are really fluctuating around that $1.70 to $1.75 mark. In Port Lincoln, we have seen a price drop from $1.87 to $1.83, but everywhere else we are seeing those dreaded red arrows. Whyalla, Port Augusta and Port Pirie all climbing by a few cents, while across the border in Broken Hill, it's looking pretty rough. It will cost motorists upwards of $1.90 to fill up there now. Switching over to diesel, once again we are seeing prices drop in Port Lincoln by about 5 cents. Both Kadina and Port Augusta are looking better too. In Port Pirie, prices have climbed from $2.15 to $2.20, while Whyalla and Broken Hill both now sit at an average price of $2.27. Finally, looking at autogas, prices have mostly remained the same everywhere this week, with the exception of Port Pirie climbing from $1.11 to $1.16, and Adelaide where prices have jumped by about 3 cents. That's it for this week's Fuel Watch. Now remember, these prices are just the regional averages. If you see fuel for cheaper, please let us know through our Facebook page.
Thanks, Eddie. Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, very windy in some areas today.
Maddie, a few flying objects would not have been out of place around Port Augusta today, with 65km/h winds recorded around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Even stronger gusts in Cooper Pedy in the early hours of the morning, peaking at around 70 km/h. Temperature-wise, Port Augusta topped around 24 degrees by mid-afternoon, sunny 27 in Broken Hill. Port Pirie was partly cloudy, reaching a top of 22. Looking more broadly at today's weather map now, 29 in Cooper Pedy, 24 in Woodna, 21 in Port Lincoln and Kadina, 20 degrees in Adelaide. Taking a look at the satellite image now, a high pressure system south of Western Australia is extending a ridge over South Australia, resulting in a fresh southerly flow over much of our region. On the Gulf waters tomorrow, south to southeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots, seas around a metre, increasing up to 1.5, south to southwesterly swell between 1 and 2 metres. Cloudy and 19 in Port Lincoln tomorrow, only partly cloudy cloudy in Cleve, set to reach a high of 20 degrees there, mostly sunny, and 27 in Woodna. Whyalla heading for a top of 22 degrees, partly cloudy conditions. Sunny in Port Augusta, set to be a top of 25 on Thursday, down to 11 tonight. Partly cloudy and 23 in Kadina. Mostly sunny around Port Pirie and a high of 25 degrees there, 20 in Clare. Sunny in Broken Hill, 22 degrees, with extreme level UV rays. Taking a look further through the week now, starting with Friday, partly cloudy conditions across the board. 36 the warmest in Cooper Pedy, 23 the coolest in Port Lincoln and Broken Hill. Moving on to Saturday's weather forecast, 43 in the Opal Capital, 39 in Port Augusta, a slightly less daunting 38 degrees in Woodna, Whyalla and Port Pirie. And finally, taking a quick look at Sunday's outlook, where we'll see a cool change. Windy around Port Augusta and Whyalla, temperatures in the mid-20s, possible showers around Port Lincoln, Port Pirie and Broken Hill. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. Maddie, some of those temperatures left me a little bit speechless. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Wednesday. I'm Madeline Kerr. From all of us here, thanks for joining us. I'll have updates a little later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.